Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I say as my dog gives the heaviest sigh of his life, like he has 2 full-time jobs and, providing for the entire family. Anyways, hi guys and welcome to my channel. Today I have the October update for my Panels Eyeshadows Project Pan. I love this project pan. It really gives me the opportunity to play around with my eyeshadow collection, which is very big. But as the name suggests, this is a project pan where you focus on eyeshadows. Everyone does this quite like their own way. What I do is that I have 6 eyeshadows in my collection. So what I do is that I have 6 eyeshadows in rotation. 5 of them are randomly selected from my entire collection, and the 6th shade is hand selected by me. And yeah, I can roll eyeshadows out after using the shade 20 times if I want to, but the goal is obviously to hit pan, so I don't have to roll it out after 20 uses if I don't want to, but you are quite fed up with a specific eyeshadow shade after using it 20 times. So if you're wondering what's on my eyes today, I did play around with the Gourmand Girl Trapped palette. I got this in my last order from Monolith and I absolutely love this color story. I feel like I also love the, what is it called, Nevermore palette, their newest one. It's similar to this but a little bit more grungy in the green tones, and it's like a good twist on this one. So I don't know if I'm gonna pick it up. I might do it, we shall see, but that is what is on my eyes. And yeah, let's get into my update. This is the color story that I have been working on. Some of these shades have been in quite some time. Look, this one up here, and the bottom ones were picked or generated to me last updates. And this is a very nice purple shade, which comes from the Micka Beauty Forever Young palette. This is a French indie brand, if I'm not mistaken, and I have had this shade in for a couple of months now. I think I rolled it in like in June or something. Last update I had actually hit my 20 use goal on this, but I had such a big dip. As you can see in the progress pictures, I wanted to keep it in the project and see if I could hit pan, because this is a potential panda palette in order for me. So, last update, as you can see, I had a big dip. I have now used this shade Prom 36 times, which is a lot, and this is what it's looking like. So, 2 things that you're gonna be able to see. One is, yes, I did hit pan. Do you see how deep that pan is? It is ridiculous. But I finally was able to hit pan. 2, this shade here, Graffiti. It's it left the building. I was using Prom and I wanted to blow off some like kick up, and I huffed and puffed too hard, so I blew this pan out of its like the palette, and it fell on my floor, and I had graffiti. I had this very beautiful duochrome shade all over my floor. Fuck my life, but yes, I could not salvage it. It was just broken, and I had dog hair in it, and it was just like a nasty mess. So that is why it's looking like this. Now, I said that I wanted to try any pan on this one because maybe this is going to be a panda palette in order palette, because it's looking a bit gnarly. However, seeing how deep these pans are, I don't think I'm gonna choose this one as my panda palette in order for next year. It's just gonna be it's not gonna be fun, so to say. So I'm very happy to have pan in this, and I've used the shit out of this palette. I had it traveling a lot this summer, so but now it's finally gonna roll out. Finally. Then I have this pink purple iridescent shade here. That one comes from the Martine Cosmetics Tschoin palette. It's a Belgian indie brand. I don't speak French, so like I'm sorry for my pronunciation here. The shade is called Jess, and you can see what it looked like when I roll it in. I think I rolled it in back in August. Last update I did have a very good dip in this shade, and I have now used Jess 17 times, and this is what it's looking like. So I was able to hit pan in Jess. It's quite a deep shade, but not like, it's not too difficult to hit pan in Martine Cosmetics shades, I would say, and this one was perfect to use as my inner corner. I did use it a lot when I did all of my purple looks, which were many the last month, but yeah, it's a very nice inner corner shade, and yeah, happy to have gotten some use out of this palette because it has been very neglected in my collection, like basically 50% of my eyeshadows. But here we are. I have two quite similar shades here. With this one on top is a bit more like a shimmer shade. And it's the shade Cozies from Ellie J Beauty. Don't know if this is still a brand. This is the Oh My Gourd palette, and I rolled this shade in, I think it was maybe also in June. Maybe I swatched them incorrectly, like the order. So, Cozies, you can see what it's been looking like throughout. It's not like the most fun shade in this palette, but it's been okay to use. I've been smoking out my lower lash quite a bit with this one. I have used Cozies now 20 times, so I hit my 20 use goal, and this is what we are looking like. So I did obviously have a good dip last update, and yeah, I hit pan on the 20th use, which is very exciting. Yeah, it's a nice palette. You have some neutrals, but like very warm toned orange shades, and then some fun, more duochrome shades in this one as well. So it's actually very nice. This one is probably like one of the least fun shades in this palette, to be honest, but here we are. I always try to use the palette No Pan Left Behind and not just hyper focus on one shade, which is like working out super well for me. Obviously, if there's a shade in a palette that is very similar to anything else I'm panning, I'm not gonna reach into that shade, but overall, like the goal is to use the palettes No Pan Left Behind as well. So I'm gonna roll that one out also. And then we have this matte, very, very dark green shade here, and that is the shade Energy from the Beauté Aura palette. Envy palette, I mean. This is the green one. Does anyone know what's happening with Beauté? Like, are they making a comeback? What's happening? What's going on? They have such nice color stories and good quality. So Energy, you can see what it has been looking like since I rolled it in. Last update I had used this one I think about 6 times or something. So not too much, but I did have a little dip. I have used Energy today 13 times. And this is what we are looking like. So obviously no pan yet, but a nice dip. I can use this one as a liner if I want to, because it's very, very dark. And yeah, it's been nice to do smoky green eyes. I love green eyeshadow. Green is my favorite color to wear on like as an eyeshadow, so it's not been a very big issue to reach for this palette in general. I love this like murky, mustardy, greenish shade here. So we still have 7 more uses in this shade. This is something I also might like try to hit pan on actually, because I mean this is, I need some more pans in my collection. I need to show love to all of the palettes in there. Right, then we have 2 very nice sparkly shades here. This one, as you can see, has like a green to pinky flip, or like a copper flip. This one is the shade Stylish Star from my GlossGods Gal on Venus collection. GlossGods is a Swedish indie brand, and I am Swedish if you did not know. So we love some nice indie makeup from Sweden. This is a very, very warm toned, beautiful palette. I was actually, when I got this a couple of years ago, I kind of regretted it because I was a bit over the super, super warm toned eyeshadow palettes. But now, like, reaching into it, I feel like so inspired. So it's been very nice to have out, and I'm glad that I have this palette. Sally Star, as you can see, I rolled this one in last update, and I have used it now 9 times. And this is what we are looking like. So you can see that I've used the shade, but I don't have like the super biggest dip or anything. I don't think GlossGods pans are super deep either, so I might be able to pan. I mean, I have 11 more uses on this shade, so it might not be an issue. We shall see. But yeah, this is a very, very beautiful palette, and I'm back into these like warm toned shades actually. So quite happy to have it, to be playing around with this one. And then finally we have a very nice green shimmer shade here. It's like a dirty green. I love these type of tones. And this is my hand selected shade, and I chose my Unearthly Cosmetics Fairy Frolic palette. I want to give more love to my Unearthly palettes and hit pan in all of them eventually. So this is the palette I rolled in. I already had like started to use this because I knew that I was going to want to roll this one in. So I did have a good dip last update, as you can see when I roll this one in. As of today, this shade is called Meadow, by the way. I have used Meadow 6 times, and this is what it's looking like. So it's a bit of a weird pan, but I use this one on my inner corners quite a lot for like a grungy, dirty green eye look, and I was able to hit pan after just 6 uses, but as I said, I did already have quite a good dip in this shade. So these old Unearthly palettes, they have like massive pans. You don't need these big pans, but yeah. Happy to have used this one. It's a very, very nice palette. It's not my favorite Unearthly palette by any means, but I always enjoyed their quality. And yeah, it's been super nice to use a tone that I absolutely love. So that means, my friends, that we are actually going to roll out the purple, this shade Jess, Cozies, and Meadow. So we have 4 shades to roll in, which is very, very exciting. I'm gonna hand select 1, and we are gonna randomly generate 3. So let me bring out my random app and set my computer up so I can see what shades we're gonna roll in. Alright, so I currently have 3,668 eyeshadows in my collection. It's very up to date with my new palettes that I got from Monolith, so maybe we will get a super brand new palette, we shall see. But we're gonna generate 3 numbers, so let's start with the first one, 946. Okay, 946 is my GlossGods Dancing in the Stars palette, in the rain, the stars, in the sky, dancing in the sky. And it's the shade Look Up. I don't know what shade that is. Dancing in the Sky, is that the old shimmer palette? Might be. Alright, let's generate a new number. 2,628. Oh, I'm very excited about this shade. It's, or this palette, I don't know the shade. It's 2,628, comes from my Unearthly Cosmetics Pixie Grove palette. and it's the shade Isabella. No clue what that shade looks like, but I love this color story, so very excited. Alright, let's generate the final shade, and we get number 467. Alright, 467 is another Martine Cosmetics palette. This is my oldest Martine palette, and it's the 669 palette. It's the shade Willow. That palette is a very like cool toned gray palette, suitable for fall and winter. So, but I have no clue what that particular shade is. So let me bring those new palettes, swatch out the color story, and hand select my own shade, and I will be right back. I'm back, and I'm so sad. I'm devastated. I was searching for my palettes, and I dropped two, not one, but two of my Clarity Cosmetics palettes. And Clarity Cosmetics palettes are so fragile. It's like you just look at them with some like ill intent and they break by your gaze. So now I dropped them on the floor and they are a mess, and I'm so sad. It was my Komodo. This is not too bad, but the So Mesmerizing, RIP to that palette. I'm gonna see if I can salvage it, but honestly, I'm so sad. So sad. Anyways, this is the old color story and this is the new color story. We are continuing on with the greens here. Two quite similar shades. I was contemplating if I should re-roll, but I'm gonna keep it as is. I think it's gonna be fine. So these two are obviously rollovers from last update. This green, that is a bit more bright green, that is the shade from the Dancing in the Sky palette. It's the shade Look Up, and this is an all green blue shimmer palette, and Look Up is this shade here. I already have a pan in that shade, but Look Up is this very bright green here. So as I said, I don't think it's gonna be too difficult because this is GlossGods, and GlossGods palettes are not too super deep, as proven by this pan here, but it is quite similar to the other shade that I enrolled, so we shall see. It's gonna be fine. That other green, very sparkly shade down under, it's the It's Belle Cosmetics Pixie Grove palette. This is a beautiful palette, and I'm so sad that It's Belle is no longer a brand. The shade we rolled in was Isabella. So this is the palette, and Isabella is this iridescent green sparkly shade here. This is perfect for fall. I'm very happy to be playing around with this one and to show it some love. Lovely color story. I love these oranges with the greens. I think it's very pretty. So that is the other shade. Then we have a gray, like satin shade, and that is the Willow shade from the Martine Cosmetics 669 palette. This is like fuzzy palette. What is the material called? And this is what the palette looks like. So Willow is the shade here in the middle, and it's just a gray, but it's gonna be fine, I think, because we can do use this as liner. I already have a pan in the shade Euphenia here, which is a duochrome, but it's not, the pans are not too deep, so hopefully it's gonna be okay. And that is the look of the palette. Nice, I haven't used this one this year, so it's good to bust this out. Finally, I was contemplating what to roll in here. You can see that it's like a lighter version of this. It's like a orangey, pinky shade. And it is from my Unearthly. Continuing with the Unearthly palettes here. It's the Grind palette. Love this color story also. For fall, and I was contemplating if I should roll this green in because it's absolutely beautiful, or if I should put this lighter shade in. But since I already had those very, very bright greens, I felt like, no, let's do this one. So I took the shade Impulse, which is up in the corner here. And I think it's going to be super nice to work together with that Sally Star to give more of a gradient, is my idea. So that is the hand selected shade. What do we think about the color story here? I'm feeling it. It feels like a bit brighter but still very fall appropriate because we have two like very, very dark shades, and you can do a lot with, I think you can do a lot with these. And it's going to be so fun to play around with this palette and use the other shades in them as well. Now I need to go and fix my life. We need to rescue, see what we can do with my broken palettes. I'm so sad. But yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this update. Please let me know what you think about the color stories. And yeah, I hope that you stick around, you know, subscribe and hit the thumbs up and do whatever you want to if you enjoy this video. And I hope, yeah, to hear from you in the comments and see you in my next one. Bye guys!